are go for launch. We have liftoff, taking creativity to the cosmos.
What is good, Creative Fam? Brandon Washington here, and welcome to the first episode of the Launchpad. Y'all, I gotta be honest with y'all. I gotta give y'all a little bit of insight of what all went down in this. This is a show I have been working on for the last few months, and as some of y'all know, I haven't had the best month so far. And in the process of everything that transpired over the last week, as y'all know, last Monday, a lot of the stuff I had worked on for this very show got. My laptop was gone, which meant the whole show was pretty much ripped. But I honestly had this thought last week. Last week was all about, figuring out what was going on, kind of overcoming that situation. I told myself last week I was allowed to be sad. But after Friday's episode, after y'all showed up, after y'all gave me love and support, genuinely, I was like, it's time to keep moving forward. I've had this idea for this show. I was talking with my boy Chris before. I told him, I said, I don't want to push the show. I want to keep moving forward because we don't let things in life stop us. We keep pushing forward. And so this week, we going to keep pushing forward. Now, y'all saw it in the title. Y'all saw it in the thumbnail. Today, this show is all about bringing on new guests every single week. And this week, we got a special one. I'm not even going to front. When I hit up my boy YC, I said, I want you on the first episode. And a few weeks ago, we thought we was going to run it, but I said, nah, let's push it back. But I want to keep you on. I want to kick it off with you. Because the purpose of this show is a little bit different than Uncensored. This show is about growing as creators. And the best way to do that is to bring creators on here that have done big things. Now, if y'all don't know who YC is, he's a filmmaker, he's a content creator, but more importantly, he's a really good dude. I've known him for a few years now, and I gotta tell y'all, I'm gonna tell this story before I bring him up here because I don't want him being all modest and whatnot. But I remember the first time I met this guy, I was at NAB. I think I had like 10,000 subscribers. He had just passed 100,000, and I was like, I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's YC, I gotta go say something. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. He was somebody I looked up to. I was nervous. I walked up to him at the DJI booth, and I was like, hey man, I watch your content. He was like, oh dude, thank you. Shook his hand. He was real nice. He said, I was like, I just want to shake his hand and walk away. He goes, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm on YouTube. And he goes, oh, okay, that's cool. Let me see your channel. And at this point, I'm thinking, he done already gave me way too much of his time. So I pull out my phone, I show him my channel, and in real time, he looks at my thumbnails. He tells me he likes my thumbnails. He gives me some insight about YouTube, and he tells me to keep going. This may not resonate with everybody, but when I met YC and I saw what YC was doing, he showed me that people that look like us can do big things on YouTube. And I'll be honest, at the time I didn't believe it. But not only did I get a chance to see it in real time, I met him in real time, and then he was kind in real time. And from there, it was like, it made a big impact on me. I don't know if I'm still on YouTube without him. Now, I know I done gassed this man up a lot, and he gonna come on here with his big smile and his laughing and his grinning. Y'all can't see it. I can see him already. I can see him in the back end. He laughing and grinning already because he already know. Don't come in here with that modesty stuff. We coming in here to give people flowers and to learn because some people are doing big things, and this show is about showcasing those people. So chat, do me a huge favor. Show this man some love in the chat. Thumbs up. Don't be trash cans. Thumbs up. W's in the chat for my boy YC. Brother, welcome to the show, dog.
What's good, bro?
Don't come in here with that modesty mess now. Don't do it.
what is don't be a trash can mean?
Oh man, bro, you got to start watching some uncensored episodes. We got this whole deal where people show up to the stream, they watch, but they don't hit the like button.
Okay.
And Jarrell has said that if you watch the stream and you don't hit the like button, you're a trash can. So we saying, don't be trash cans. Hit the like button.
Don't be trash
Show
cans.
some
Hit the
love.
like
Show
button.
some love for YC, y'all. W's in the chat.
Oh man, that's fire, man.
Bro, chat's going crazy for you already. Chat say, yo, YC, what's up? Y'all, YC in the house.
You love to see it.
Bro, you got W's in the chat for real. Let's go. Hit that like button though. Bro, thank you so much for stepping up, being on episode 1 of the Launchpad, bro. We're super excited to have you on here. Before we get started, I know that I personally, you know, I say you're a filmmaker, content creator, but like, how do you classify yourself? What do you put on it?
Ah, man. I teeter all over the place. I used to be like music video director. Like that's it. That's what I do. But I can't deny the fact that like I create content. But I feel like I'm a cinematographer at heart. I like things to look really good. You know, I feel like that's like my primary focus a lot of the time. So somewhere in that realm. I create content, but I like it to look good. So
Oh, bro, that's absolutely killer. I remember we were watching the other day. We were watching your video that you did on the Hasselblad. If y'all have it, by the way, links to his channel are down below in the description right now. But we were watching your video on the Hasselblad camera, and I was like, man, every frame looks beautiful. And I was like,
that.
and he's in it, which I know that makes it 10 times harder because you gotta not only set up the camera, but then you also gotta like walk in the frame, make sure everything's in focus, then go back and check it, make sure it's good.
Yeah.
So, bro, hats off to you, man. You killing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's definitely hard, man. I feel like that was a banger video too that people didn't watch, but it's all good.
Bro, isn't that
You
how
know?
it is? Like sometimes the videos
Yeah,
you're the
man.
most proud of are the ones that people don't watch.
Yeah, that's how it be. You know, it's all good though. It's part of the journey.
Hey, well, y'all should definitely go check out. Even if, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't got no business watching that video. I ain't buying that camera.
Right.
But it was
That's probably what a lot of people felt.
bro, but it was a fire video. So chat, make sure y'all go check that out. All right, so YC, I'm gonna be honest with you. You signed up to be on this show, and you really didn't ask me too many questions, which is wild.
Yeah.
Because you probably should have, because this show kind of crazy. So I'm gonna let you know and the chat know in real time what they are here to expect. First off, today, chat, I'm gonna be putting YC through the ringer. Because he the first one, every other guest after this gonna get a chance to look at this as a little bit of a cheat code, but
Yeah.
you don't get that. So you get a chance to go through the ringer. So I'll give you a little bit of a heads up of what we got. First off, this show is broken up into 2 parts. So y'all, first off, shout out to Ecamm. If y'all don't know what Ecamm is the software that I use to do our live stream show. That's what we're streaming with right now. It's what we stream with on Censored on Fridays. And so we got this really cool thing. I came to them with this idea, something new, where we take a show, we start it on one channel, and then we sort of blast off, or if you are in the Twitch space, we raid over to another channel. So we're gonna start it on this channel, and then we're going to raid over to the Ecamm channel, and I'll explain a little bit more about what that means once we get towards the end of this section. But on the journey to getting there, I'm going to be asking YC the real questions, the hard questions, so that way we can all learn. Like I told y'all from the jump, it was something that you did, YC, when you took that time at NAB to show me YouTube and to critique my thumbnails in real time, showing me what was important, what I should focus on. And so I figured, let's take that, but let's take it to the internet. Let's let everybody learn from it. But because education can be kind of boring, I got some fun games for us to learn. So we're going to play some games. We're going to learn from those. And that way everybody gets a chance to learn. So chat, real quick, I want y'all, as we go through, definitely throw your questions into the comment section. That's the reason why we do this show live. So that way, if you guys have questions, we're going to be able to work those in. But we're going to do it as we go through. So are you ready to go through the rest of the show. I'm gonna give you a chance to get out.
I'm ready.
He
I'm ready,
ready,
bro.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first one, we're gonna talk a little bit about AI because we know it's a hot button topic in the world of creativity. But I want to find out what's been AI'd. All right. So YC, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. How much AI is currently in your creative workflow?
We talking percentage? Is that what we talking?
Yeah, what we talking?
Okay, all right. AI is probably like 15 to 20% of the process for me.
15 to 20. Now, where is it in your process? Are you using pre? Are you using a little bit in post? Like, where are you using AI in your creative process?
So I feel like I was avoiding AI for a long time, but in certain instances, it's always been there. Like as soon as Photoshop introduced like generative I use it on damn near everything. Like when I'm talking about like thumbnails.
Yeah.
So, obviously filling in backgrounds for thumbnails, uh, extending photos. I'll take a photo on a paper backdrop or something and extend it, whatever the case may be. So it's always been in that part of the process for me, but I just recently started implementing it more into the pre-production side of creation.
Okay.
So when I make extensive videos, I do a lot of scripting. And in turn, when I'm doing scripting, I'm always trying to give a reference to what it is that I'm talking about from somebody else who will be able to give people that information, but it feel more valid. You know what I mean? Like I can
Yeah.
tell you something, but if I find a clip of Jay-Z saying it, you might be like, oh, it's more,
Yeah.
So one thing I used to do is I would have to watch Jay-Z interviews and that can take forever. Like, it's like 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever the case may be. So what I started doing is I started using ChatGPT to literally find references about what I'm talking about from artists that I like. So just to give you an example, I just recently did a video where it was about people being afraid to put themselves out there. And I wanted to reference like Rick Rubin in it. I was like, I want to find references of Rick Rubin saying this. So I went on ChatGPT. I was like, hey, scour the internet for Rick Rubin interviews where he mentions this. And it literally pulled it up in seconds. And I'm like, damn, I've been wasting my life doing this. So like, yeah, in the pre-production phase, they're kind of just bouncing ideas. AI is kind of fire. I can't lie, man.
Now, do you feel like you were holding back because you were kind of worried about bringing AI into your creative flow? Like, why do you think it took you this long to even get there?
I think in like a narcissistic way, I always felt like I could do it better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that to do that. I can do that. Or it's certain aspects of the process that I enjoy. And it's like, I just want to do this. But in turn, it's also parts of the process that I don't enjoy. So figuring out in AI what I can use to facilitate those areas that I don't enjoy and make them faster, I kind of am realizing I like it. But I think I held back for so long just because I felt like I can do it myself. And I feel like I can do it better.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm very open about it. I'm dyslexic and I got ADHD. So the second ChatGPT came out, bro, that my life, I felt like I could communicate with the rest of the world because I know I can't read better than AI. But I know you say you use it in generative fill inside of Photoshop, which if you guys saw our thumbnail today for this video, I think it's fair that, yes, I use quite a bit of AI in that thumbnail. But also, I like that idea. I've never thought about using AI in that way of like trying to find like sources to like validate like to validate sort of your thoughts and then finding other people who have also said similar things and utilizing that. Because you're right. I think like, hearing someone like Rick Rubin say something, or Jay-Z or Nas or someone like say something similar to what I'm trying to say, like if it's just me saying it, someone who's new to your content might
Hmm.
not necessarily like just take it as
Yeah.
fact. But if you
Yeah.
say it and then you find a few other people that can like sort of co-sign what you're saying, it
Hmm.
definitely, I think it helps make your point even further.
Yeah, I think that is an aspect of like storytelling that a lot of people don't really do. Like you said, we can all say something, but I think it further validates it when somebody of stature also says that thing, and it can be um more appealing to people.
Yeah, 100%. Now, a lot of creators have a line that they say, I'm not going to cross that line when it comes to
Hmm.
AI. Where is your line when you say, I'm not going to cross that line when it comes to AI? Or do you have a line?
I think I'm not a person who has a problem with AI. Like I think it's a lot of people who were like I have a hard line in the sand, like no, I'm not using no AI, I don't like it, blah blah blah. I don't really have a problem with AI. I think for me, the thing that I won't do is I won't use AI to create something that is generic. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Because I feel like a lot of AI things kind of feel like AI. And I think another thing that I won't do is I won't use AI and not say that I didn't use AI. Like, you
got
know
you.
what I mean? Does that make
Yeah,
sense? It's a lot
yeah,
of artists who use AI and they try to pass it off as their own thing.
right.
And I don't think that that is right. I don't really sit well with me.
Yeah, it almost is like kind of almost like plagiarism or something like that, where it's like you try
Yeah.
to pass it off as like, oh yeah, I made this thing, but really AI was a part of it. And I think I fully agree with you. Recently, I was kind of like I'm not gonna use AI, and like I had a hard line, but I think what my problem was AI wasn't really good in certain areas,
Yeah.
and I was just like so worried about AI not being able to do things the right way and to be able to get my vision forward. But I still think,
Mhm.
and this is sort of a question for you and even for the chat, I'd love to hear what you guys' take has been on this AI deal. Is that like, I feel like AI is one of those things where whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. So
Yeah.
if you put slop in, you're gonna get slop out, you know.
Yeah.
But if you put your
Absolutely.
creative spin on it, you can actually get something worthwhile having out of it. Is that what you've kind of experienced as well?
Yeah, I think AI is great when you use it to enhance the art that you're already making.
Mm,
I'm super pro AI when it comes to like information. Like it's insanity that you could just go on ChatGPT like, oh, I weigh 160 pounds, make me a workout plan with a meal plan that can get me to this place in this amount of time. And it'll literally spit out that information for you. So like I'm super pro AI when it comes to information. When it comes to art, it's like you said, you get out of it what you put into it. So I think AI is only as good as what you're trying to create and also the context of what you're trying to create. Like, it's all situational, just like any type of art.
yeah. No, I 100% agree with that. I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine, and we were talking about how like AI is sort of like almost like photography was to like painters, where like it was
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, like in a moment you could have somebody's likeness on a piece of film, whereas
Yep.
before it would take somebody hours to paint it. And while yes, if you're a painter, you might look at that photography as like it's cheating when it comes to capturing somebody's likeness. Photography has sort of become its own little art form as well. But
Hmm.
you but like you can't just like anybody could technically take a camera, but that doesn't mean they're gonna make art with it. And I think the
Yeah,
same
for
thing
sure.
happens with AI. I think it's used to help somebody to create art, but in and of itself, it is not an artist, it's not a creator. It requires a creator to work with it and use it like any other tool.
Yeah, anybody can make something, but it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's all about like you said, it's all about the artist. Like, what are you gonna do with the thing that you made?
All right. So one more question when it comes to some of this AI stuff. I know you said you've been using Photoshop generative fill, and
Hmm.
that's, obviously that's using some AI. You're using ChatGPT. Are there any other tools that are in your AI arsenal right now? Or are there any tools that you are sort of excited to experiment with in the future?
Um, I not really. I don't. I those are like the only things that I'm using for AI right now. I've been experimenting with different things because of like sponsorships or whatever, and I think that they're cool, and I think all of these things are useful. But I think that when it comes to a point where I need to do something that I don't want to do, I'll try to use AI to make that happen.
Gotcha. Okay, bet. Well, I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. Somebody said, "Wait, 160 pounds ain't weighed that since what did you say? 10th grade." Oh, that's Doc. Doc's in the chat. Doc's a fool. So chat real quick. We're getting some really great comments for you, YC. They say YC is the GOAT.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Logan says, working with AI is like being a creative director. A lot of the times it's your vision, but ultimately aren't executing on the same thing. And then we also got another one here that says, I've been using AI to help build proposals and reach local rates, etc. Bro, I gotta tell you, that's where AI has been winning for me. I hate writing emails with
Yeah,
a
bro.
passion, dog. I don't
Yeah.
know if you use AI when it comes to like handling emails and sending
Yeah,
proposals.
I've been experimenting with that a little bit. I just launched a product and I'm a person that's long-winded. So I'll type out a lot and I'll try to scrunch everything into a paragraph. Just being able to highlight that and say make this simpler is insane.
Yeah. Bro, I gotta tell you, what you should definitely try if you're like me. One thing I'll do is I'll use ChatGPT's voice still, and I'll just talk to it.
Oh,
And I'll just be
that's
like,
fire.
all
I
right,
never
look,
thought
so
about that.
so here's what I'm thinking. I want this, but I don't want that, and then this, that, and the third, and then oh yeah, don't forget about this, and then the way it take all the
Dang.
madness that's up here and make it sound cohesive, bro, next level.
Dang, that's fire. I never thought of that. See? And I'd be learning some really interesting things with people with what they're doing with prompts and like feeding it information. I'm like, oh, okay, I could definitely see how this could be extremely useful.
Oh yeah, and that's the other one. I'll tell you, that's the last little tip I'll give you is like if you ever do start getting into some of the prompting for image generation or any of that other stuff, I'm
Yeah.
not really good at prompting, but
Hmm.
ChatGPT is really good at prompting. So like
Oh,
I'll
wow.
genuinely I'll
That's crazy.
like for this thumbnail, I needed like a baseline of, us in the space shoots. And so
Yeah.
but I didn't know how to get what I was thinking. So I literally
Hmm.
talked to ChatGPT, told it what I was hoping for, and then it gave me the prompt to give to Midjourney, and then it gave me the image, and then I took that into Photoshop, and then I did the rest of the work putting us on it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy what you could do.
That's fire, man. Another thing that ChatGPT is really good at too is like bouncing ideas for packaging, like
Oh
for
yeah.
YouTube content, which is crazy. Like you can tell ChatGPT your idea and you can give it the emotion that you want people to feel looking at the title, and you can ask about clickability and they'll give you thumbnail suggestions and everything. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much I mean, I know at least for me, like sometimes in the creator space, we're in the camera space, the creator space, we could get caught up in just seeing our stuff. So our knowledge is just sort of based
Mhm.
around what we see, but the AI sees everything. So then it can even
Yeah,
make you like, it can give you ideas from niches that aren't even yours, and you can draw
yeah,
that inspiration to be able to like come up with some better ideas.
yeah. It's really good for bouncing ideas.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, once you start once you turn the voice thing on, you start talking to it, and you say, "Hey, I just want to brainstorm." I've
Hmm.
literally had moments where I'm driving to a job that's like an hour away, and the whole
Yeah.
time I'm just sitting there having a conversation, coming up with ideas, structuring. Like, cause my
Dang,
issue
that's
is
fire.
I don't necessarily use ChatGPT to write scripts because I don't go off of scripts, but I need
Hmm.
help with structure and
Yeah.
and the way that I can like throw all these random ideas and say, hey, help me structure this into something that's cohesive. So like other people like who aren't like me, who don't have ADHD and they ain't used to being all over the place, it can actually make
Hmm.
sense for them and we can go from point A to point B.
Yeah. Nah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, all right. So we know how you're using AI, but I have a couple, let's just call them, we're gonna call them some cosmic choices. I'm
Okay.
gonna throw some choices your way, and I want you to choose. It's sort of like a would you rather or this or that, and we're gonna learn a lot about you real fast. All right. So when we go
Okay.
through these, don't be overthinking them. All right.
All right.
Don't be
All right.
overthinking them. I just want you to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Chat. This is our new segment on this brand new show called Cosmic Choice. Check this out.
Citizens of the cosmos, boys and girls of every galaxy. Sit back, relax, and let your imaginations soar. Because the moment has arrived. It's time for Cosmic Choice.
All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right, first one, because everybody, I already know the answer, but I like to start up some mess. So let's start off easy. Canon or Nikon right now? What you got?
Canon.
Canon. Is that history or is that based off of what they doing right now?
It's familiarity. I don't know how to sell that. I don't know how to say that, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm just familiar with it.
Bro, the way you probably just made Jarrell's whole day. I'm going to cut this out of the show because I don't need Jarrell using this against me. But now let's hurt his feelings. Canon or Sony?
Sony.
Yeah, there we go. I already knew that
Sony.
was coming. I already knew that
Sony.
was coming. Sony, hey, Sony gang in the chat right now.
Yeah, Sony.
YC's showing y'all some love. All right, you ready? Shooting or editing? What you got?
Shooting.
Shooting. Wow.
Shooting.
I know how
shooting.
much you like to edit and you like to color, and that's crazy work. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
All right, now this one's going to be a big one. Would you rather direct a commercial with an unlimited budget or a music video with unlimited budget?
A commercial.
Okay, chat, if y'all don't know, YC got his whole start on YouTube talking about music videos. That's how I found you.
Yeah.
So what's the shift? Why commercial over music videos?
I think given the context, a music video with an unlimited budget sounds like excruciating. And I'm just thinking about it in terms of like length, right?
Yeah.
A commercial's like 30 seconds, right? A music video could be like 3 to 5 minutes. Then we got unlimited budget. It's like, I don't know. I think it would be more fun to make a music video, but I don't know. I feel like I'm at like the point of my life where I want less stress.
Okay. All right. Would you rather gain 1 million subscribers on YouTube right now or have $1 million put into your bank account right now?
$1 million for sure. $1 million for sure.
So you don't think subscribers value as much as just having the money straight in the account?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm gonna still be able to make YouTube videos, right? Or is it
No,
just
you gotta
like
start
a...
your channel over. We starting the channel at
Oh,
0.
I gotta start over?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the M, I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna
I'm gonna take the M, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I could flip the M a couple times, man. It's gonna take me a long time to get to 1 million. I ain't got there yet.
Nah, I feel you on that one. All right, so next one. Would you rather make gear review content, so you talk about the cameras or whatever, or never be able to talk about or really use your gear going forward? So you got to be either making gear content or we never talk about your gear ever again.
Ah, man. I'm gonna say I don't this one is hard. I'm gonna make gear content. I
You
think
gonna
I'm gonna
make
make
gear
gear
content?
content. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make gear content.
Okay. I mean, I will say you have helped millions of people through
Yeah.
your gear content and helping them make
Yeah.
actually informed buying decisions, which is super helpful because
Yeah.
especially now there's so much freaking gear out there. It's almost impossible to know what to buy. So I think it is helpful that you make that content. You change a lot of people's lives. But let's talk about changing some more people's lives. Would you rather change 1 million lives 1% or change 10 lives, 100%.
Ooh. Ah, I'm gonna take the million. I'm gonna take the million.
You're going to change a million people's lives 1%.
Yeah, I'm gonna change a million people's lives 1%.
All right. And then would you rather be known as a filmmaker's filmmaker or the people's filmmaker?
The people's filmmaker.
The people's. Do you feel like, I mean, like this is sort of kind of going off a little bit, but do you feel like in today's, because this is something I'd be dealing with, in today's realm, do you feel like being a filmmaker still means what it used to mean? Or do you think these titles have just kind of gotten like super bland?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I just feel like it's all words at this point.
Yeah. So
Like,
go ahead.
the reason why I say that is like, I say the word filmmaker a lot, but I don't make films. So it's like, for me, it's just kind of a buzzword. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten to a point where like all that stuff is just words.
Man, I don't know. Cause you say you don't make films, but not to like just harp back on it, but that Hasselblad video you made felt more like a film than, I mean, I've seen some bad films. Like I didn't wasted my time on some real bad films. But I've noticed something like even within your content, like I don't think at any point, like I'm trying to realistically think back on that Hasselblad video. I don't think at any point did you stop, look at the camera, and just talk to camera. It was almost all voiceover, shots. Like it felt more like a film than most of the films I've even seen lately. Because it feels like films are starting to look more like content with like the crazy editing and like, the retention stuff and all that going on. Like I've heard like even on like Netflix, like they're forcing like if it's a horror movie, you got to have a jump scare within like the first 5 minutes of the film. So that way you can keep
crazy.
Somebody's attention. But then like I feel like your videos on YouTube, you're allowing them to be a little bit more slow. You're allowing them to like breathe and to like tell the story throughout. And so like I feel like your content is more film, or I guess it's closer to being a film, but I guess where do you draw the line? Because yours could kind of be classified as a short film.
Uh, I don't, when I think of the word film, I think of it in a traditional sense where we have a plot and we have a character who wants something, and then that character goes through the drama that they need to go to get this thing, and then they get the thing and they realize the thing wasn't as good as they wanted, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like, yeah, I can tell some stories that feel that way, um, but they just don't have traditional narratives. They don't have traditional like um I don't know, like the word film to me just it screams traditional
Yeah.
in the sense of like we need this dialogue and we need this story and we need this and we need like what I mean? Does that make sense?
It
And I
makes
don't
sense. I
feel
just don't
like
agree with you, but it makes sense.
I think the way that I think about making videos is I want to create an experience.
Yeah.
And I just it just doesn't scream film to me, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, everything you just described as a film felt like the Hasselblad video. We had a character that was you. You wanted something.
I
You
get
wanted to
that.
understand what this camera was about. You went through the
Yeah.
journey and you showed us some of the images, and you took us through that journey of understanding it. And some of the images you loved, some of the
Yeah.
images you didn't love. So maybe you didn't necessarily, it wasn't what you thought it was, and you were going through that journey to
Ah.
understand this new camera. And then
Yeah,
you came out on the other side a changed
mean,
person. That sounds
yeah.
like a film, dog.
Yeah, I mean, you onto something. You onto something. You're onto something. I think that is just storytelling, though.
Ah.
I mean, I don't. Hey, I don't know. I think it's just words, though. Just like to circle back to the question, though. I don't know. I just feel like they just buzzwords, man. Like you could classify yourself as a content creator, as a YouTuber, as a filmmaker, as a cinematographer. Like all of these things, they do have meanings in a traditional sense, but I feel like it's honestly just all buzzwords. We all make stuff.
So last sort of a cosmic choice here for you. I just thought of this one off the top of the dome because I think it's interesting as somebody who classifies himself as a cinematographer.
Yep.
Would you rather shoot videos for the rest of your life, but you could never be in them? Or would you
Mm.
rather be in your content, but you never get a chance to touch the camera and shoot it?
Ah, I'm gonna say I would rather be in the content.
Okay. So would you so it sounds almost to me like you'd rather be like more of a director then.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of it from that instance too. I find that being that I come from like freelance music videos, you tend to do everything. So you directing and you're shooting and you're editing, you're doing all of these different things. I find that when I'm behind the camera and I got the camera in my hands, I can't focus on the image.
Mm,
But when I'm directing, I can literally sit there and look at the frame edge to edge and tell all the moving parts where they need to go. So I think I enjoy the cinematography from the aspect of being able to craft it how it needs to look, if that makes sense. And that's kind of hard to do when you're behind the camera.
gotcha. Well, I mean, I've working on some of the films I've been on. I've gotten a chance to like work with different DPs. And there are some
Mm,
DPs that are like hands on. You know, they're cinematographers. They want to hold the camera. They want to do all that. And then there's some
yeah.
cinematographers who like to sit back in Video Village and just sort of look
Mm,
at the screens and then tell the operators how they want
yeah.
things changed or work with their gaffer to bring in their lighting and do those elements.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you might be kind of like flexing between more of a hands off cinematographer DP and a
Yeah.
director where you still want to be in charge of crafting how that image looks, but you don't
Mhm.
necessarily feel like you have to be the one holding the camera or pushing the lights around.
Yeah, I'm better behind looking at a monitor.
Yeah.
Like when I used to do music video production and we would get budgets enough to get people to DP, it's just better for me to be back looking at a monitor. I can tell talent what to do. I can say, "Yo, Gaff, we need to slide down here." Like I don't know, it's just harder to do when I'm behind the camera.
Got you. So what's your favorite project you've ever done then?
Hmm. From a freelance standpoint or just in
In
general?
general, what
Just in
project did you
general.
do where you were just like, I did that? You know, because there's some projects you walk away from and full transparency, you be like, I got that done. That's not the same thing as I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like I'm making some of the best stuff of my career right now. And some people might not agree with that, but for me, I just feel like it's all coming around. I feel like I've created so many videos that like they don't have a transformative element to them. But
Mm,
and it's a lot of content like that on YouTube right now. And it's nothing wrong with this. This is fine. Like you don't have to be transformed every time you watch a video. But
right,
sometimes when you watch videos and you get to the end, you're like, damn, this I felt something when I watched this.
right.
And I feel like I'm making some of the best videos of my career right now. Now to put my finger on one of them, I can't do that. I don't know. But I feel like I'm making some of the best videos I've ever made right now, personally speaking.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you. I like a lot of your content. I kind of like how you sort of pivoted into this new style of voiceover slash like go on a journey with me. Like, I was watching the vlog you did where you went to like a film event with
Hmm.
Creative Ryan and y'all were, capturing and creating content.
Yeah.
And like that to me was really interesting. I got to ask you though,
Hmm.
how much time do you take setting your camera up on a tripod, walking
Yeah.
out of frame, walking through frame, and then going back and picking up the tripod? Because I know the pain as a creator trying to get those locked
Hmm.
off shots all day, but it seemed like you getting a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot. I enjoy it though. Like that's the fun in it for me. Like it's not really fun for me to sit down and talk to a camera. It's fun to me to like, okay, this is what I have in front of me. How can I frame this to make it look as good as possible? Like that's the fun in it for me. Like I don't really get joy from just walking around talking to a camera. It's cool and it's a part of it, but it's just not the thing that I enjoy the most.
Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna get ready to hop into, because I feel like once you got your image and once you have those things, that's part of it. But we kind of touched on it already. Your story is everything. So we're gonna hop into a new segment real quick. We're gonna call this one Story Spark. I'm gonna ask you some questions about your story process, and then I'm gonna have you help us come up with a story today. All right?
Okay.
You down for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all. This is Story Spark. Y'all, I did not skip on my music budget. I got all the tracks. I got all the tracks this week.
For sure. The tracks is here.
All right, so check this out. I think as this is my opinion. I'd love to get yours, but when it comes to making YouTube videos, the one thing I always ask myself is like, what is the story? Because for me, it's also answers the question of like, what's the purpose? Like, there's been so many videos I've wanted to make, but I didn't make because I couldn't figure out what was the point. Like, what's the point of making this video? What's the point of going live? What's the point of doing, creating this piece of art, right? And so I wanted to ask you, when it comes to making your videos, does it start with a story that you want to tell? Or does it just start with, I got to get a video done? Where does it go for you?
I think it's a little bit of both. It depends on what it is I'm making the video about. But I think the real story-driven videos that I make all come from, I guess, an idea or just something that I know somebody else is going through because I've gone through it. That's usually where my video ideas come from.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm the same way. I think I'm exactly the same way because I mean, like, I'm not traditionally trained. I didn't go to film school. So like, I know there's probably other people like me who are probably struggling with the same thing I'm struggling with, because we've had enough conversations with other people that are like, oh yeah, you go through that? I went through that too. And you're like, dang,
Yeah.
I should make a video because how I overcame that is probably going to be helpful to other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's we think that we are very individual, and we are individuals, but if you've gone through something, somebody else is also going through something.
Yeah. So when it comes to creating your story, what is the first thing you think about? What's your process when it comes to, like, let's take the Hasselblad video as an example. What was the process? Do you think like I know some people who write the ending of their videos first and then they work their way backwards. Or some people, I mean, like the way I do it personally is I have a 3-act structure, or I use the Dan Harmon's story circle. That's one of my favorite ones, and so I like outline it in that way. What is sort of your process when it comes to like writing out your stories that you want to tell through your videos?
So I think my story structure starts with the idea, the problem itself. Um, and I won't make a video unless I've solved the problem first, because I feel like it's just kind of pointless for me to just tell you a problem that I didn't figure out a solution for. It doesn't really do much for you, but let you know that you you aren't alone, which is cool. That's fine, but I have to have a solution first.
Gotcha.
So once I got the problem and I figured out the solution, I need to first identify myself as somebody who has also gone through this, because that builds relatability and it also builds trust. You don't want to hear something from somebody who has never gone through something or the same thing that you're going through. So in that instance, I have to bring in my own backstory and tell you where I come from and what I did and the problems that I've gone through. And then by just me telling you how I've gone through this thing, you're already going to be drawn into it. You're already going to build trust. It's not really much that I have to do beyond that. So once I got the problem and I got the solution and I figured out how I'm going to bring myself into it, I talk about the problems that I went through in this overarching story thing, if that makes sense. So just to break it down and give you an example, um, let's say I'm trying to think of something extremely simple that I could just kind of throw out there. All right, so let's say like I just made a video not too long ago, and the whole basis of this video was this is for creators who are afraid to put themselves out there. And in this video, I talked about, okay, I started YouTube and I went through the process of like kind of being afraid to put myself out there before that started. I'm gonna try not to make this too
No, you could go
long-winded.
for it.
Okay, so in this process of me doing this, I talked about what I did to get past this. But on this journey, I ran into another problem. And another problem was, okay, I got past the point of like being scared to put myself out there. Now what type of content do I make? So now I've introduced a whole another problem that somebody else is probably going through. And then I talked about how I overcame that. And then I talked about now I don't know what to do beyond this because I feel like I've achieved what I came to achieve already. And then I introduced the solution to that. And then I brought everything full circle to kind of just like, solve the overarching problem of people being scared to put themselves out there. And the solution of all of that was nobody really knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro.
I think it's easy for people to believe that it's like people got it all figured out. But to be completely honest with you, nobody knows. And this is where this is where AI came into play for me because I needed to find references of really successful people saying the same thing because without that, you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
So that was the whole basis of the video. We got the overarching problem. I'm telling you about my journey. I'm gonna introduce another problem. I'm gonna solve that problem. Then I'm gonna introduce another problem. Then I'm gonna solve that problem. And then we're gonna bring everything full circle and solve all the problems. But a story's not a good story without a problem.
Bro, say that again for the people in the back.
You can't have a story without a problem. Like nobody wants to see everything go right. It just isn't, and it's not entertaining.
Bro, I know that I personally struggle with that. I say it for the people in the back. It was really for the back of my head. Because so many times, like, you want to portray that everything is great, but the
Yeah.
truth is that, like, everybody's life has conflict, everybody's life has struggles, and it's normally through those struggles or the hardest struggles that you grow the most, you learn the most, and, like, chat, y'all know I'm going through a struggle right now. But even just in the last week, I have probably made more changes, I've made more adjustments, and I have learned more in the last week than I have probably learned in the last maybe 2 or 3 years. And I've been making adjustments based off of this, based off of the struggle. And so when you're making your content, I like that you said that you kind of like, you inherently find the problem and how it relates to you. But then I also like how you said, like, you want to make sure that you offer a solution, because I feel like especially for your type of content, that's where the value is. The value is in that solution. And then you just do a really good job at showcasing that through your content.
I appreciate that. I be trying.
No, you be doing a good job. I mean, it's not just me. It's like 500,000+ other people who say it too. So, and that's just the people who ain't trash cans who actually press the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Everybody else
Yeah.
don't be hitting the subscribe button. All right, so I want to help solve a problem for some people tonight. So as I told you, Ecamm is helping me put this whole show together. Chat, when I tell y'all they're helping me put this show together, not only are they like providing what's needed to put the show together, but literally like 2 hours before the show, we were doing tech run-throughs to make sure that everything was going to run smoothly. Because we are about to try something that I don't know if I've ever seen anybody else do on a YouTube live stream. We tried this we did a little backdoor pilot of this almost maybe a year ago, actually. But basically, what we're going to do next is we're going to get ready to move this stream from this channel over to Ecamm's channel. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. You can either, one, check out the links in the description. I'll take you right over to Ecamm's channel, so that way you're ready for the second part of this show. Because trust me, you're not going to want to miss it, because we do have a giveaway tonight. We're going to be giving something away once we make it over to Ecamm's channel. So make sure you get over there so that way you can actually get in on that giveaway. But also, y'all thought this first half of the show was, we learned a little bit. But I got some real hard questions that I'm going to ask once I get over to Ecamm's channel, because it ain't on my channel. And Ecamm can't stop me now. They already gave me access to their account. So I'm going to do whatever I want to do once we get over there. And I ain't got to deal with the ramifications because it ain't on my channel no more. You see how that works? Bait and switch, Chris. That's how I get them. I get them to agree to something. And Ecamm keep bringing me back. That's their mistake, not mine. So that's what we going to do. Before we jump ship and we head over to Ecamm's channel, I do want to ask you one final little deal to wrap up this first half of the show.
Okay.
When it comes to your ability, like, this is sort of personal, but I gotta be real. You've always given back to other creators. Like, I remember back in December, we did a live stream and you gave away like a bunch of presets. And even when you met me, you gave your time to answer my questions about YouTube. What is it to you, or what is it that compels you to feel the need that you just want to keep giving back? Because, I mean, no matter what I've ever asked you to show up on a show or to sit down and do a podcast, you always say yes. So what do you think is it that allows you to want to keep giving back? Did somebody impart wisdom into you? Was it something like that? Like, I just want to know, what makes you keep wanting to give back?
I think like a lot of people get jaded, you know? And I think a lot of people place a big amount of value in numbers. Numbers is cool, and I'm an analytical guy. I love numbers and I love to see numbers go up, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I think my whole purpose and why I continue to give back is because I've been in situations before where like you like reach out to somebody, and I'm just taking this back to like my freelance days. I used to have like directors and stuff that I used to look up to, and I used to love their stuff. And me not knowing anything, the source of the internet wasn't as vast as it is now. I would like reach out to directors like, hey, what is this that you're using? And how do you do this and this and this and this? And like, and not to say that they were obligated to give me any information. I just know how it feels to like not be able to get information when you need it.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, like that always stuck with me. And I also realized that like me giving back to somebody or me giving my information to somebody or my time to somebody is not taken away from me. I think we like some people have like this mindset of like, oh, if I give you all of this, then you're gonna take this away from me. Like, nah, it don't really work that way. So that's just my philosophy on it. I don't know. It's not gonna take away from me to help somebody else.
Well, bro, I know you're not afraid to give it away, because I know at the beginning of this year, you did a whole webinar talking about how people can make, you said you made $60,000 in affiliate links alone. And so when we hop over to Ecamm's channel, that's where we're going to kick it off with, because there's a lot of people on this channel that love gear. Chat, I know y'all. Y'all love gear. Y'all always buying the next camera. We always looking at what's coming up next. But YC said a few links made him $60,000 last year. And so we're going to hop into how we can make that money, because, I mean, I know I can use that money right now. So
we need that. Gotta get that.
So we're going to hop over to Ecamm's channel, and we're going to talk about how we can actually make that money. So chat, the live stream over on Ecamm's channel, I'm pushing it right now. So I'm pushing that go live over on that channel. So hop over to Ecamm's channel. If you don't know what to do, we're going to test this. You should be able to just chill. If you just sit there and chill, YouTube will automatically take you from this stream over to Ecamm's channel, so you can sit back, enjoy the ride. The rocket ship gonna blast you over to Ecamm's channel, and we're gonna talk about how we make that money once we get over there. You cool with that?
Hey man, let's do it.
All right, chat. I'll see y'all over on Ecamm's channel. This was the first part of episode 1 of the Launchpad, and bro, you killing it already. Let's keep going.
All stations. This is launch control. Crew is locked and ready.